Hello and welcome back to my 25 Days of Christmas tutorial series. The project for day 17 is a vintage Christmas mini card plus a matching envelope. To create those, I used an Amazing Paper Grace die set of the month for December 2021. So this is the die set itself. It has the envelope template plus a card template, a few decorative inserts, and some smaller elements like those flowers that you can use for decoration. The same die set can be used for creating a decorative pocket. So this is why the score lines can be used separately. So you can use the die just as it is if you want to make a pocket. But since I'm making an envelope, here I have some score lines that I can insert into the large die. I'm going to tape them down and send them through the machine, and this way I will create some crease lines. I'm also going to use a couple of inserts, so I'm placing them onto my piece of cardstock and taping them down as well. This curved one is going to fit onto the envelope just like this, and the same die can also be used to line up the smaller card die. So today I'm going to use this one with the card template that I'm going to die cut out of red cardstock. And since it's a folding card, I will be using the score line as well. So it took me just one pass through the die cutting machine to die cut the envelope. As you can see, the inserts create a beautiful negative vintage pattern. Since here I have all the dies taped down, I can use this set of dies multiple times, and this way I can mass produce the envelope if I want to. I'm going to use a smaller red die cut to back up the negative pattern, and since there is a score line on the envelope, I'm going to trim down the red piece so that nothing overlaps the fold. And as always, the tools and supplies that I'm using are listed down below in the description as well as on my blog. Now I'm just going to use some liquid glue. I'm applying it on the inside of the envelope, and then I'm going to stick down the red background. You can actually keep this envelope transparent, especially if you're mass producing it. That will be a bit quicker, but this time I decided just to make it two colors. The next step is folding down all the creased lines. Here I'm using the bone folder to make the folds really crisp. But before I stick down the tabs, I'm going to decorate the envelope even more. For decoration, I'll be using liquid pearls. The color is copper, and I'm going to squeeze out multiple droplets following the die cut pattern. You can use any producer liquid droplets, or you can even use half pearls or gems. Liquid pearls is basically the dimensional paint, and you can use it for more than droplets. You can also create some lines. So if you squeeze the bottle and you move it slowly, you get a solid line, but the quicker you move it, the more kind of dotted this line becomes. That's going to create a fun vintage effect. So now I'm going to create a dimensional copper line all around the front part of the envelope. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's quite a vintage effect, so it's very forgiving as well. Then I'm going to move on and decorate the back of the envelope. So as always, I'm starting with the droplets, and then I'll move on to the outline. I'm also going to create an outline at the third section of this envelope, and then I'm going to add some additional droplets. You can do whatever you like here. After I'm finished applying the paint, I'm going to let it dry completely. And while the envelope is drying, I'm going to go ahead and create a matching card. For the card, I'm using the same die that I used for the red background. I'm placing it onto some gold mirror card, and I will also use a matching score line plus this curved insert. Those dies work really well with shiny cardstock, and you see how all the embossed lines now show up. All you have to do is to fold down the crease line. You can use the card as is, but I have decided to add the red background just like I did on an envelope. So this is just a simple rectangle piece of red cardstock. Now I'm going to apply some glue onto the wrong side of the die cut pattern, and I'm going to place it over that cardstock like this. I'm lining up the red cardstock with the back of the card, and then I'm just closing it up, and it's going to stick down to the background. To finish off the card, I'm going to add a sentiment, and this one from one of the older Spellbinders die sets. I've die cut the word Mary out of white cardstock. Then I'm also going to add a tiny holly leaf, also from one of the older sets. And to make the card match the envelope even more, I'm going to use the liquid pearls again, and I'm going to create some holly berries with it. Assembling the envelope is super easy. You just have to apply some adhesive onto these two tabs. Now I'm peeling off the red liner. It's the extra strong tape that is recommended to use for envelopes, gift bags, gift boxes, and the like. So now I'm just closing up the envelope, and it's finished. As a very finishing touch, I will also be adding some rub-on paint onto the envelope only, and this paint is wax based. You can actually use any gilding wax as well. It's just going to add some vintage metallic shine to the project. And this is what the finished project looks like. To close up the envelope, I'm going to use a piece of double-sided foam tape. The size of the finished envelope is 2 3/4 by 4 inches, so it's gonna be perfect for gift cards as well. Although the card is much smaller than the usual card, there is still plenty of space inside to leave a message. And by the way, this type of card can also be used as a place card. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again really soon for the project number 18. Bye bye!